Alright, so I'm doing the bearing hub swap on my 350Z. It's a 2003. I watched a video on how to do this, and the guy said you have to take out the rear drive axle, and that's a big pain in the butt, and I didn't want to do it. So I didn't do it, and I figured out a way to do it. Now, to be fair, the guy at the end of the video said, oh, you don't actually have to take it out, I just think it's easier. I don't think it's easier, so I'm going to show you exactly how I got mine out without doing that. Once you get your wheel off, the next step is going to be take your caliper off. Now, the best way to do this is you have a bolt right here. A 3/4 will do the job. I don't know what the axle size is, but that's the closest thing I had handy. I like to wear gloves when I do stuff like that, because otherwise I smash my knuckle like I did earlier, and it hurts. Alright, once you get that off, your caliper may just pop off, but you might have to hit it with a dead blow. Pops off just like that. Next step's gonna be to take off this big boy. Next step's gonna be to take off this cotter pin, and then the big bolt for the axle. And when you take this cotter pin out, it doesn't matter how much you mess it up, you should never reuse a cotter pin. So take that, throw it away. Nobody needs that. Oh. Next is get your impact, take that bad boy off. Works best to throw it in here for this. Otherwise you might have trouble taking it off. The torque for this is 176 foot-pounds. So if you don't have an impact, you're gonna need a good breaker bar to get her out. And boom, just like that, it's off. Now, this is a tricky part where he was saying that you should get the axle out. I don't want to do that, like I said, because those bolts are a pain in the butt. But if you look, this goes in and out. If you just push her in, you should be able to get to your bolts back here with a good socket and a wrench. And a couple extensions. Now I do have it a little bit easier since I got the car up on a lift. But so you got 4 different ones. You got one right here. There's one right here, and then there's 2 on the top, just right above those. What I found best is for the one that is by this. Just throw on 2 extensions. I got a long one or a short one and a long one. You put those together and you can get the bolt off. See, hopefully you can see this. So I got that on there. It reaches all the way out here, so I can actually get a ratchet on it. And that's how I did it. I think this one I just used the short extension. So just like that, and then put my ratchet right here. And when you put them back in, you need to torque these to 65 foot-pounds, which you're doing the same thing. You're putting this extension in and torquing them that way. All right, those are the 2 easy ones. And you got the top one up here. That one's not too bad either. just the short extension, and then straight to your ratchet. Last one's the hardest one because you got your spindle kind of gets in the way. It's right here, so that one's a little bit harder to get to, but once you get the socket in there, it's not too bad. But for that, I had to push this in a little bit more. Now you can push that in, it's fine, because you're about to slide the whole assembly off of that anyways. That's the biggest problem is right here. This is why they dude was saying you need to take it off so you can get that out of the way. But if you can push her out enough, throw that on there. See my socket's on it now. And then I like these extensions with the kind of beveled tip instead of a straight one, so you can hit it at an angle. And I just put my ratchet in like that. There you go. And boom. Look at that. She nasty. I figure I should probably address this because if you saw this, it looks completely jacked up. Because it kind of is, but that's how I bought the car. So, this is my rear shock or strut. I can never remember which one's which, but look the way this dude welded on an extension for it. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't know if he was going for a raised rally look for this car, but I guess that's what he was going for. And to be fair, yeah, that's what it looks like. But no, that wasn't me. I bought the car like that, and I'm not gonna change it because what's the point, you know? Maybe once we get around to making this the next project car, but I figured I should address that if anybody was looking at it.